Dear learners, this lecture video explains the operation of a single phase half control rectifier fed DC motor in discontinuous conduction mode of operation, and also we will be deriving an expression for armature voltage, the speed of the machine, and also the critical speed of the DC motor. This is the circuit diagram of a single phase half controlled rectifier. It has an AC source. DC motor is the load here. We have two thyristors and two diodes here. This DF shown here is the freewheeling diode. During the positive half cycle of the applied input AC waveform, if T1 is turned on at an angle alpha, what happens is current flows from the source Vs through T1, through the motor, and through D1 into the other end of the source. So thus it completes a half cycle of operation. During the negative half cycle of the input AC waveform, this end will become phase and the other end will become neutral. And at an interval pi plus alpha, thyristor T2 will be turned on. Now when T2 is turned on, current flows from Vs through the diode D2, then into the DC motor, then into the thyristor T2, then again to the other end of the AC source. Thus, it completes the second half cycle of the operation. Now to have a better understanding, now let us look into the waveforms. So this green color shade shows the armature voltage. This is the source voltage, that is the AC source voltage. Then this brown color shade is the waveform for armature current, and this straight line shows the back EMF of the motor. At interval alpha, thyristor T1 has been turned on. When it is turned on, you can see that the armature voltage actually follows the AC source voltage. AC source voltage will be equal to the armature voltage. At pi, thyristor T1 will be turned off. So during the interval pi to beta, there is no voltage across the armature. So during this interval, the armature voltage will be 0. Now again at instant pi plus alpha, thyristor T2 has been turned on. Now again from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, the armature voltage will be equal to the AC source voltage. During the interval beta to pi plus alpha, we can find that the armature voltage will be exactly equal to the back EMF. So based on this operation, we can have three intervals here. One is duty interval, which is the interval between alpha to pi. Second interval is freewheeling interval, that is interval from pi to beta. The third interval is zero current interval, that is the interval from beta to pi plus alpha. During the duty interval, that is from alpha to pi, we can find that the armature voltage and supply voltage will be equal. So we can write VA is equal to VS, that is VS is equal to VM sin omega t. Now during the second interval, that is from pi to beta, we can find that the armature voltage is 0. So VA is equal to 0. Then during this interval, beta to pi plus alpha, we can find that the armature voltage will be equal to the back EMF, that is at this portion. Now by looking at the current waveform, we can observe that the current will be existing between the interval alpha to beta. But during the interval beta to pi plus alpha, there is no current flow. So this kind of operation is called as discontinuous mode of operation, because during the interval beta to pi plus alpha, there is no current flow. Now by combining the operation in all the different intervals, we can write the equation of armature voltage. We can write armature voltage equation as VA is equal to 1 by pi integral Vm sin omega t d omega t. This is during the interval alpha to pi, because during this interval alpha to pi, the armature voltage will follow the actual AC supply. Now during the interval pi to beta, we can find that the armature voltage will be equal to 0. So 0 into d omega t. Then again during the interval beta to pi plus alpha, the armature voltage will be equal to back EMF. So EB into d omega t. So this will be equal to 1 by pi Vm integration of sin omega t will be equal to minus cos omega t alpha to pi plus 0 plus EB into omega t limits beta to pi plus alpha. So this will be equal to 1 by pi into Vm minus cos pi plus cos alpha plus EB into pi plus alpha minus beta. So this will be equal to 1 by pi Vm into cos alpha plus 1, because minus cos pi will be equal to 1. So plus EB into pi plus alpha minus beta. So this is the equation for armature voltage. Now for a DC motor, we can relate armature voltage and back EMF as VA is equal to EB plus IA RA. So EB plus IA RA will be equal to 1 by pi into Vm into 1 plus cos alpha plus EB into pi plus alpha minus beta. So this part represents armature voltage. Now we can relate back EMF with the angular speed as EB is equal to Km into omega m. Now we shall substitute EB is equal to Km omega m in this equation. So Km omega m plus IA RA is equal to 1 by pi into Vm into 1 plus cos alpha plus Km omega m into pi plus alpha minus beta. Now our objective is to find out the angular speed. Now we shall keep this term and this term on one side and the other terms on the other side. So Km omega m minus of this term 1 by pi into Km omega m into pi plus alpha minus beta. This will be equal to this term, that is 1 by pi into Vm into 1 plus cos alpha minus IA RA. So here Km omega m is a common term. So Km omega m into 1 minus, for here 1 by pi into pi plus alpha minus beta. So this is equal to Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha minus IA RA. So Km omega m into, now after taking LCM we will get pi minus pi plus alpha minus beta divided by pi, which will be equal to Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha minus IA RA. So Km omega m into pi minus pi minus alpha plus beta divided by pi, which will be equal to Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha minus IA RA. So pi minus pi becomes 0. So Km omega m into beta minus alpha divided by pi, that is equal to Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha minus IA RA. Now by keeping this omega m on the left hand side and taking the other terms to the right hand side, we can write omega m is equal to Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha minus IA RA into pi divided by Km into beta minus alpha. So this will be equal to, now multiplying this term within the brackets, Vm into 1 plus cos alpha divided by Km into beta minus alpha minus IA RA pi divided by Km into beta minus alpha. Now in this term we can relate torque and armature current. Torque and armature current can be related as Tm is equal to Ia into Km. So Ia is equal to Tm by Km. We shall substitute this value here. So this is equal to Vm into 1 plus cos alpha divided by Km into beta minus alpha minus Tm Ra pi divided by Km square into beta minus alpha. So this is the equation for angular speed of the DC motor when it is fed from a half controlled rectifier when it is operating in discontinuous mode. Let us now calculate the value of critical speed for the DC machine. So to calculate the critical speed of the machine, we have to consider the armature current equation which is shown here. So from this we can find out the value of Ia of beta. So this is obtained by replacing this omega t with beta. So wherever we come across a term omega t, we can replace with beta. So Ia of beta will be equal to Vm by Z sin pi e power minus beta minus pi cot pi minus sin alpha minus pi e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi minus Eb by Ra into 1 minus e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi. From this waveform, it is very clear that when omega t is equal to beta, the armature current is equal to 0. So we can replace that condition. So Ia of beta is equal to 0. This is from the waveform. So 0 is equal to Vm by Z into sin pi e power minus beta minus pi cot pi minus sin alpha minus pi e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi minus Eb by Ra into 1 minus e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi. Now we shall bring this term to the left hand side. So Eb divided by Ra into 1 minus e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi is equal to Vm by Z into sin pi e power minus beta minus pi cot pi minus sin alpha minus pi e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi. Now by keeping this Eb on the left hand side and taking all other terms to the right hand side, we will get Eb is equal to Vm Ra divided by Z into sin pi e power minus beta minus pi cot pi minus sin alpha minus pi into e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi divided by 1 minus e power minus beta minus alpha cot pi. Here the boundary between continuous and discontinuous mode is reached when beta will be equal to pi plus alpha. So back EMF will be equal to Vm Ra divided by Z into sin pi e power minus of beta is replaced with pi plus alpha. So minus pi cot pi minus sin alpha minus pi e power minus pi plus alpha minus alpha cot pi divided by 1 minus e power minus pi plus alpha minus alpha into cot pi. So this is equal to Vm Ra divided by Z into sin pi e power minus alpha cot pi minus sin alpha minus pi e power minus pi cot pi divided by 1 minus e power minus plus alpha minus alpha becomes minus pi cot pi. Here back EMF can be expanded as Km into omega m. Now as the speed is for critical speed, by substituting beta is equal to pi plus alpha, we will get the critical speed of the machine, that is omega mc. So omega mc is equal to Vm Ra divided by Km Z into sin pi e power minus alpha cot pi minus sin alpha minus pi e power minus pi cot pi divided by 1 minus e power minus pi cot pi. So this is the equation for critical speed of the machine when the DC motor is driven by a single phase half controlled rectifier in discontinuous mode of conduction. A DC motor operated by a half controlled rectifier is called as single quadrant drive. The reason is that it is capable of operation only in the forward motoring mode, that is in the first quadrant. It cannot operate in all other quadrants, so it is called as first quadrant drive. Now this waveform shows the relationship between firing angle of the machine and the armature voltage. When the firing angle increases, the armature voltage keeps on decreasing. When the firing angle is minimum, the armature voltage will be maximum. As you increase the firing angle, the voltage across the armature keeps on decreasing. This waveform shows the relationship between angular speed of the machine and the torque of the machine. Here you can find that when alpha is minimum, the speed will be maximum, but as you increase the value of firing angle, the speed of the machine decreases. Now the dotted line shown here is the boundary between the continuous and discontinuous conduction mode of operation. In the discontinuous mode of operation, as the torque increases, the speed drops by a large magnitude, but in continuous mode of operation, almost constant with respect to the torque.